Well, hi again, everyone. Welcome back to Painting with Yovette. Okay, first thing I want to do, I've just got this little blue shop towel. I just love these things. Just dip into a little oil medium and just go over your whole canvas. You want to make sure every place is covered. And you can tell because when you hold it up to the light, it'll be all shiny. You won't see any dull spots. What I'm going to do is just take my round brush and I'm going to dip into my medium and I'm going to go into just, let's do something light. Well, no, just how about just a little Alizarin Crimson. And I want this very, very light, so lots of medium. I just want this to barely show it all. Okay, and I'm going to start out by just making a very light outline. Okay, make sure I don't have too much oil in there. I'm going to start by, we're going to just, I want to make this rose. We're just going to outline a little bit here. And also outline our little partially open bud. It's more than a bud, but it's less than a flower. And I also want to add, let's put a leaf here. I would like a leaf here and another leaf down here. Now these are pretty good sized leaves and that's okay. We like big leaves. Okay, a little more medium with the color. Okay, I've got those three. I want to have a little stem coming out here. I also would like one, we want just a nice flow here. So come down about like so. And let's go ahead and make this a leaf. Let's have one here. We will bring one up this way. And how about one right here? Okay, that's the leaves. Easy to see, fun to do. No, let's go ahead and just put in a little bud. I would like to have a little bud, so let's have it coming off this way. And this will be a red bud, a pretty small one. Next thing I want to do is take my half-inch flat brush, my floral brush, and I'm going to do some foliage. Okay, so dipping into some oil medium, and I want this fairly thin. I'm going to go into some green and blue. Okay, and I'm going to just, I just want to put in a little bit of foliage. The suggestion of foliage, not really true foliage. This is where our leaf would be. We would have some more down here. This would be a leaf. This would be a leaf. And I want to just kind of blend this out into the background. So you can see it, it's there, but it's not really there. Just crisscross strokes or just whatever you want to do. Down here, just blend it out. See, now I'm going right over my red lines and they won't even show by the time we're through with this. Let's go into a little more medium, some more green and blue. And I want to darken this right in here. I like this to, oh, more blue. Yeah, that's nice. You can go over the stems and whatnot because we'll be doing all this over again. I'll maybe even go up into this green a little bit. That would be pretty. wonder how many floral painters are out there. I would be curious to know. It seems like there's a lot of floral painters everywhere. Just darkening this up a little bit here. Going right over the stem, down here. I think we'll just go right over here. You can just do this any way you want. This is just how I am doing it. Just adds a little bit more interest when you have some just little spots and suggestions of things going on in the background. So let's see, I've got a real glare from my light here, so it's really kind of hard to see, but I'm just going to keep going. A little more dark down here. Okay, I think that maybe is good. All right, we'll just call that fine for right now. Okay, just kind of squeeze the paint out of that brush. Let's just go make just a little tiny bit of a stem, just some Alizarin Crimson, sap green, which makes brown. And it can be brown to the red side, or it can be brown to the green side. Anyway, there, I'm just going to redefine my stem here. Bring this one down. And there was a little one here. Okay, that's all for that. Squeeze the brush. Now, I want to go into more green, more blue, little medium, because I'm going to define these leaves. And you can make these leaves dark, you can make them light, you can make them towards the reddish side, the green side, the blue side. It doesn't make any difference. Okay, now I already did a video on making greenery, leaves and stuff. So you're welcome to view that if you want. I'll put the link up above. A center stem. And we're just going to keep going around to all the leaves. I got to tell you guys a little story. Do you want to hear a story? This is fun. My husband, he is such a romantic. This was about, oh gosh, maybe 25 years ago. I was at the hospital one day. I wasn't in the hospital. I was having lunch with some girlfriends. And I was in my curlers. My hair was all rolled up. And I had baggy old clothes on. I think I had sweats and tennis shoes. And in walks my husband. And he joins us for lunch. And so we had a nice little chit chat. And when we were done, he says, honey, come with me. I got a little job I want you to go on with me. So off we went in the car. Well, I guess it was a truck at that time, yeah. Off we went into the truck. And we drove. And we drove. And we drove. And I said, finally, honey, what is going on? I said, I know you don't have any jobs that are out this far. And so he just kept driving, just kind of smiled. And yeah, I got one now. Anyway, gosh, it was probably an hour and a half later. he finally pulled into a place, and the name of it was the Columbia Gorge Motel. And this is one beautiful place in Oregon. It's actually a hotel, a very, I guess I would say, elite, very, very nice hotel. And he pulls in and he checks us in. And I was so surprised, I could not believe that. It was our anniversary. Little did I know that he had this planned. Oh, such a sweetheart he is. We had the most magnificent dinner and breakfast, and the rooms were just elegant. They're just beautiful rooms, very old rooms. So anyway, we just spent the night there and left the next day, and that was such a nice surprise. He's just very romantic. I love this guy. But that is not the end of the story. Do you want to hear the last part? Well, remember at the hospital, I was wearing sweats and tennis shoes and my hair was all up in curlers. Well, unbeknownst to me, this romantic man had packed all my makeup, my toiletries, my hairbrush, my toothpaste, everything. Packed a very nice dinner dress. He packed all my casual clothes, and the only thing he forgot was my dress shoes. Oh man, so I got a new pair of shoes out of the deal. I couldn't think of anything better than that. Anyway, we just had the best time, and I've got quite a few stories like this that I could share with you, but not this video, maybe in the next video. Let me wipe this off here. I see this smudging. I don't like that smudging right there. And I also am going to wipe this a little bit because this is where our rosebud is going to go. Just get that extra oil off. Okay, I'm going to set that brush aside now. I want you to see something. With my 1/2-inch brushes, often you'll use different colors. And so what I did is color code them. So this one is for flowers, and this one is for greenery and shrubs. Works out really great. That way, if you have 2 brushes, you don't have to keep cleaning in between. So I like that. Let's see. I'm going to go into, I want a very, very thin medium. I'm going to dip into my brush, make sure it's very wet. Go into Alizarin Crimson. Now this is the undercoating for the rose. Okay, I'm going to start out by just crisscrossing in the center. A little more paint. It is very thin. I'm going to go up and even into my leaves because I want to drag some of that green color in. A little more. And when you're thinking about this rose, kind of think about petals. It's like I might have one here, might have one here, probably one over here. There'll be some down here. Definitely be one on the sides. So remember I was talking earlier about our little teapot? So let me grab just a tiny bit of oil here. So this would be the top. This would be the bottom of your teapot. Here would be some outer leaves, your saucer. Here would be the handle. And then you have a top that's a little bit higher. So I hope you all can visualize that because it'll be a great help. Okay, a little more medium. Let's fill in that other rose. Just down at the bottom here. Like I said, this one is just kind of partially open. Not anything too fancy. I can feel it dragging a little bit. Oh yeah, that's nice. Oh, and the bud. We're going to do that little bud. Let's see, this would be coming out this way, so let's just go this way and this way. I'm not liking that curvature too much. Let's change that a little bit. I'm cleaning my brush because I want to get rid of that greenish reddish color. And I'm going to just go over this a little bit. We'll enlarge this in a few minutes here. Back into green and blue. Yeah, that'll be okay. All right, now we get on to the flower, the fun part. Okay, into your medium. You want to get just a little bit of medium in here. Just a little bit. Now I don't want it wet like this undercoating. Go into Alizarin Crimson and some Ultramarine blue. Load both sides of the brush. Here's your teacup. Let's just go ahead and put a base under here. A little more paint. There. And just kind of fan it out. Remember the clock? This is what we're going to do, is fanning it out between 1 and 2. And between 10 and 11. A little more of the crimson and blue. And let's go under the flower. And I'm just kind of blending it some. Going up into here. I might need to do just a little bit heavier because that still looks a little bit light to me. Especially right here in the center. Yes, okay. Alrighty, and a little bit over in the other flower, kind of a dark underneath. And sort of fan it out. Okay, and a little bit on this bud. There. I think I see a little brush hair in there, but that's okay, I'll get it later. All right, now we go on to starting to highlight the flower. Let's see, I'm going to go into just a very little bit of medium, just a very little bit. Just enough to moisten the brush. and take some of that other color out. I don't want that deep color in there right now. Okay, new paper towel. Okay, touch a medium, and let's go into red medium, CAD red medium. Make sure it feels nice and slippery. Okay, the first thing I want to do is start out with some petals way out here in the back. I'm going to start outside my line here, and with a little sort of a S, just bring it in. Isn't that pretty? Now see, I've got a little bit of dark on the brush. I just want to tip that so it comes off. A little more medium. Let's start over here above the leaf, or above the petal. Wipe off. More red medium. Let's go into this one. Kind of make your petals a little bit uneven. Yeah, that's pretty. Now I want to come towards, to do the outer, like the handles. A little medium, just till it feels smooth. Okay, now this is a light touch. I don't want to do this real heavy, but I'm going to come in and direct towards down here. I'm going to go into a little more, touch a medium. I'm going to start down here this time. Let's go right here. And I'm going to squeeze this out because I want to brighten this one area here. Let's go into CAD Red Light. I have a dry brush, no medium. I'm going to come in and touch like so. One more time. Oops, wrong one. Let's go into the red light. There. And I want to blend this out some. I don't want it just real brilliant. Just work it up and down. Okay. Now I want to go into a little bit more of the red, dark red. These petals on the outside would definitely be a little bit darker. I have one over here. Working towards this point here. And we're going to have one more petal in the center. How about right here? Okay, now look at your flower. Do you see anything that you want to change? Because now if you do, that's the time to change it. I can see I might want to bring these handles out just a little bit further. Probably on the other side also, right here. Let's see, right here. Yeah, that's good. Okay. Now I want to dip just a little bit and into the lighter red, Cad Red Light. And let's go into the center of our flower. Oh, look at that. Isn't that pretty? Picks up a little bit of that dark. Along with that brilliant light. I wonder what you all are going to be doing on Valentine's Day. I don't know what I'm going to be doing. I don't know if hubby's going to surprise me with something again or not. We usually do something special on that day. You know, it's for lovers, and we are definitely lovers. Okay, that's good. A little bit of bright right there, because our light would be shining over here. Now I want to make sure that this comes out a little bit. Still working with the red light. Probably here would separate that flower better. Probably, let's do one here. I want that to peak right there. Yeah, that's nice. Probably would have a little bit right here. We have to put this little leaf back in. It's disappearing. That's okay. We don't care about that leaf. Okay. And I want to add a little bit of, let's just, I want to bring this down here. There. And I'm going to add more red light. And I just want to bring this down this way, like it's going to cross over my flower here. And let's do the other side. This would be coming, let's see, this one, how about this one here? And we'll come in. Oops, a little more. I think we will have like one more, let's have one more here. Just coming up. Do I want it up? Yeah, no, let's do it this way. kind of like a little petal there. And one over, let's do one on the other side here. Just kind of blend that in. Let's go to the other flower. Just a couple of little hits up at the top here, and I'm using red light. And I'm going to also just maybe like a suggestion of some petals here. Okay, one last little one here. And this would be like, let's do this. And I want to highlight these just a tiny bit more, so I'm going into orange this time. Cad orange. I'm going to, let's do this one first. We'll hit, because your sun, you remember, sun there. Let's move this. Okay, maybe hit. Just a few little hits here. That's probably good. Maybe a little hit there. How about right here? Now I'm using still very little oil medium, very little. This would be brighter here. And this one would be a little brighter. And this here now is just kind of separating them. Probably here. Now I had a request for from, oh, I can't remember her name. Anyway, I had a request to do ruffles. How do you do ruffles? Okay, ruffles, easy. Let's do it this way. Scoop up. Don't want too much. There. And then you just, right here, just a little flick. Do one on the other side, a little flick. And that's how easy ruffles are. Okay, let's hit this one here. And this one here. And last but not least, I'm going to hit this right here. And let's do this other side here. Let's do some daisies. I'm going to go into pure white. And let's tint it. We'll have one that's kind of, let's do a reddish color here. Well, sort of a pinkish daisy. And let's put him down here. Let's do it this way. Ooh, pretty. Okay. And let's do another one. I'm going to wipe this off a little bit here. Let's do another one in a little bit of a bluish color. So lots of white paint. And let's do, oh, turquoise. That's really pretty. Okay. Let's do one up here. This one will be sort of looking at us. How's that? Yeah, this we could do maybe a yellowish one. Maybe I'll just leave it. No, let's do one here. Paint's getting a little too dry. See, you can tell when it's too dry, it drags really bad. Okay. These daisies need a slight stem, so I'm just going to go into a little bit of that brown that we had. Let's do that and that. And this one, I don't know, let's do this. There, just a suggestion. And I'm going to go into some orange and yellow. I want the orange on the bottom, the yellow on top. And we'll just hit the center. Orange, yellow. Orange, yellow. Okay. And I think I would like to, this is pink, I want this a little bit more there. Okay, that's good. And I also need to do the center of the flowers. This one probably wouldn't have very much, but might have just a little bit. I'm going to go into a yellow and a little green. The green side down for underneath, and then a little yellow. Not showing up, so I'm going to do a little brighter yellow. There. And I need to go into oil medium, a little bit of blue and green, and we need to do this little calyx here. I think it's called a calyx. You know, I'm really not sure, but make a spot, turn, go like so. Blue, green, yeah. And we also need a dark spot under our partially open rose. Maybe he'll have 2 of these. Maybe one really long one. There. Okay, and I want a slight bit of yellow just on the tips here. Slight bit of yellow here. Maybe just a little more. There. Oh, I do know one thing I want to do. Yep, I keep thinking of these things, and I excuse me, back into yellow. Just a little yellow, because I just want to barely highlight a few spots. Because there are a few that would really stand out. So this is a very long video, I know. Oh, and I've debated on whether I'm going to do short videos, long videos, partial videos. I just don't know. So I took a poll. We'll see what comes out of that. Let's go down here also, right here. And this, there's your ruffle. And there's a little bit on this side. I hear a husband coming. Hi, sweetie.
Are you done?
Oh, no. Are you kidding? Okay, I'll be there in just a minute. One of the things I wanted to do, I decided, was with the red, just a little bit of red, oil medium. And I thought, I'm going to just touch these leaves again. I want just a slight bit more of a warm color. So I'm just barely touching. That little bit of warmth just really makes such a difference. Can you see the difference? I don't know. I can see a big difference. I really like that little touch of red in there. Let's do just a little bit, maybe this side. A teensy bit here. Yeah, I like that a lot better. And next I wanted to go into just a little bit of blue-green, maybe a touch of red, and just kind of make a sort of a deep color. A little bit more to the greenish bluish side. Oh yeah, that's pretty. Okay, but I want this very, very thin. Yeah, that's going to be pretty. Okay, the other thing I wanted to do was, I need to brace myself. I wanted to touch the daisies. Now, if your light is coming in here, this would be a shadowy side of your daisy. So there would be a little bit of darkness here. And this will really give you depth in your daisies. See, it doesn't take very much. Okay, that's good. And I also want to do that over on the yellow one. Here it would be darker right in here. Possibly under here. And just blend that ever so slightly. The same with this last daisy. This would have quite a bit of darkness here. And blend a little bit. And for the last thing, I want to, while I've got that dark color, little green and blue, let's make a little thorn here. I think that's the only thorns in there. Whoops, let's do that over. Too much. There, that's better. Okay. So the last thing is to dip in the medium, a little bit of white, because now I want to just highlight the ones that would be closest. That would be right here. Probably just the tips here. This is kind of in shadow, but you know what? The light would probably hit in here. I'm guessing. I wish I should have a light with some real flowers here, and then I would really be able to tell. There. And this one here, the light would be hitting right on this side. And it might be hitting over on this side. And that got awfully red there too, so I'm just going to go ahead and see if I can't just lighten that up a little bit. Oh yeah, that's better. Okay, and it would probably hit just a slight bit under this side here. So, I think that's all I can do to it, or that's all I want to do to it. Okay. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed, and if you like, go ahead and give me that thumbs up, share, and we'll see you next time. Bye-bye.